We should be. Yeah, we're on. Hey, Schmack, oh my God, it's almost human. Thursday, we're back after a couple weeks because I went to go see KK's Priest last week, and so did Tony Dio a couple days later because he lives up north. And we're going to give you a review on that. And we're also going to talk about the new Judas Priest. And also, anything else you guys want to talk about?
No.
What
No,
about
not this week.
what about that bitch? That bitch coward, hypocrite.
Neil Young. Oh my God, what an idiot! He leaves Spotify because of Joe Rogan, but then Joe Rogan gets put on all the other streaming platforms, and now he just says, "Okay, I'm just going to go back to
Why
Spotify."
why
What a
not go,
bitch!
why not go to the other streaming services saying, I don't want nothing to do with you?
Exactly.
Oh,
If
you
you
know
guys,
why? Because he ain't got no integrity. What
no.
does he do? Oh, I'll just go back to Spotify again because all the other ones have it.
Yeah, no.
Bitch.
He noticed how
Yeah.
much money he lost over that whole thing, and now he went back to Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know how true it is. Some guy wrote that it's 14,000 a month he's losing. And I was like, Spotify pays that much? I don't think so.
They pay penny below pennies, and I can't see him making that much money. I didn't want to think he really has that many fans still. You know,
Oh, they're dying
Well, I mean,
out.
he's a
right?
huge artist. I mean,
He
fourteen
is.
thousand a month might be pretty normal for somebody. I mean, he's still huge.
What
You
is?
know, you,
Oh wait, no, he just got it back on. I was going to see what his listeners were on Spotify.
sure not 1,400.
I owed Spotify. They send me emails of all the down not downloads, whatever listens. I'm telling you, it's pages. It's endless. The people that listen to Thrash or Die
Mm.
on Spotify, it's endless. And at the end, when it's all summed up, I owe them like 2 cents. I'm
Wow.
serious. It's crazy.
He's got 3,557,706 monthly listeners. So maybe he is making that kind of money,
Yeah.
and that's just on Spotify alone.
That's still not a lot of money for how many streams that is, though.
Oh no, it's insane. It's garbage.
Yeah.
You know how
Uh,
much Severed Angel makes on Spotify?
Probably as much as I do.
Cents.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, we probably owe them for being
Yeah.
on Spotify.
What they do is they take the 2 pennies the next month.
Yeah.
It's never ending. It's just
It's so stupid, and they even do it to podcasters too, because with my show we were on the Spotify for podcasters thing. I'm still on there, and they were letting you make ads, and then you would get a lot of money for those ads that you would talk, you would do them yourself, but you have to have a certain amount of listeners for a month or whatever on your episodes. It's the same thing with the Spotify with the music stuff. So you have to have 1,000 listeners or whatever. If you don't have those, they take those ads away from you, and you can't make that money. And of course, I don't have those listeners that much on the podcast version, so I don't get the ads anymore. I get money from some other ads that some other companies throw into my show, but I don't get the money from the ads that I did myself. It's all gone. How fair is that to people, like bands and other podcasters out there that, are busting their butt trying to make an extra few dollars here and there, but they just take it away.
Yeah, it's insane. But all I know is I ain't leaving Spotify. I don't give a fuck if I'm there or not. I don't care.
You really have to be there. You
I
want
don't
people to hear your stuff, you have to be there.
Hey, stream my place where all they do is give false information. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares?
Give me money. And all you programs that give false information, join. Join where I make money. I don't give a flying fuck about Joe Rogan or The View or whatever side, man. It's like fuck it. There's people out there that enjoy that shit. Okay?
Right.
So fuck it. Put my shit on there so I can make money off these jackasses. These jackal ass bitches. Yes. I just came up with that. Jackal ass bitches.
Pow.
That's what Neil Young is. He's a jackal ass bitch.
Yeah.
He's a total jackal ass bitch. We should start that every week. We got to name a jackal ass bitch.
Hashtag jackal ass bitch.
Yeah, jackal ass bitch this week is
Neil Young.
Neil Young. Next week it'll probably be Joe Rogan for shits and gigs. I don't even know nothing about him. So whatever the fuck.
But I just hate the whole thing. Like, if you don't like something, then just don't listen to it. You know, you can be on old, the Spotify, and if Joe Rogan's on there, who cares? You know, just don't listen to Joe Rogan. Go listen to what you want to. That's what it's all about. You make your own playlist. You pick your own shows. You do what you want to do. You don't have to do whatever they're telling you to do.
It just shows his hypocrisy.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I got integrity, so therefore I'm leaving Spotify because I'm also into censorship. I want this asshole censored. If you're not going to censor him, I don't want to be on Spotify. So he leaves Spotify, which, by the way, it's his record company that left Spotify to appease him.
Yeah.
He's the one. He doesn't own his music. His record company does. So his record company took it off. Then Joe Rogan goes to Apple and Amazon. And his record company's like, yo, Neil, fuck you, bro. Fuck you. We're going over here back on Spotify because if Joe Rogan's over here, I'm sorry, but we ain't going to take that extra fucking step to leave Apple because we ain't going to make no money.
Yeah.
And we are the record company. We own your shit. We want money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jackal-ass bitch.
He won't get a dime from me. Tell you that right now.
I bought Harvest. I love that album. So I ain't gonna buy no more. Well, there's nothing else he released. I don't like Neil Young and electric guitars. I just don't. I love his acoustic shit. I don't like that crazy horse, that fucking keep on rocking on these nuts. And what's the other?
Can't say I'm a fan at all of any of it.
Hey, my.
Yeah. Those are the only two songs I know.
Yeah. Hey, my. I'm a bitch to Spotify. That's the new version.
Yep.
All right, guys. So, hey, I'll go first since I saw it first. You heard
it. Mark Bailey's asking, can you play music on your podcast on Spotify? No, you can't.
No,
you cannot. They will shut you down immediately. Some people try to get away with it. They get away with it for a little while, but then once they find out, they take them off.
You know what I found out today? Mark Daly. He claims he's a musician.
Oh well, that's
false. Can you imagine the music that guy makes? I'm sure you can play that on Spotify. They might ban you for your shit, but they're not gonna ban you. Anyway, I saw KK's Priest a week ago from tonight. I got there, man, it was sold out, and it's not a big venue. And I even told my buddy, dude, we got to go early because their parking lot's not big. We got there at 5 PM, and we found one last parking spot. That's how packed it was. So we go, and then a girl I know bought Burning Witch's meet and greet. But she lived up in Orlando for some reason. Oh, she picked Extreme over KK's Priest because Extreme was playing up there. Anyway, so she gave the VIP to her friend Michelle and me. I had to meet up with that girl, and then and so I did. She showed up, and we're waiting for the meet and greet. And this guy walks out and he goes, "Who's here for Burning Witch's meet and greet?" We're all like, "Hey, it's us." All right, follow me, guys. We walk in. I shit you not. We walk in. Each of us got a laminate. We went and met Burning Witches. Not one. They didn't ask us once who we were. They didn't have no papers. Nothing. It was like anybody could have walked in and met Burning Witches, So I met them. They were cool. And, and we got in early. So I got all the way up front. So Burning Witches fucking ruled. They were so good. LA Guns, I'm a fan of the first album. And I do love watching Tracy Guns play. But it wasn't that great of a set. They didn't play One More Reason, my favorite song. They didn't play Show No Mercy. They only played Sex Action and Electric Gypsy, which is great because I love those tunes. But I don't know if they did this with you, Tony, but over here they ended their show with Ballad of Jane. It's like, what? You know, they didn't play Rip and Tear, which I guess is their last song.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, we did it. We got Ballad of Jane, and the show was over. And I was like, what? You're going to end the show with a ballad? It was weird. Then KK's Priest came out, and they fucking destroyed, man. Ripper Owens. What a freaking nature that guy is, huh?
Killer singer.
Killer, man. Like at the end of Victim of Changes, when Halford does that last scream, man, Ripper does it, but like for like a minute. Like holds that shit forever.
Yeah.
He was bitching about that venue and actually he ended up getting the wrong venue, but he thought that the venue wasn't promoting the show.
What venue?
The show that I think Tony went to.
Oh,
it was one of your shows. I guess there's like
who was bitching? Ripper.
Yeah.
He was talking
about. I guess
there's
two different stages or whatever. Yeah.
So I remember someone said something about that. Yeah, I saw him at a place called Ram's Head in Baltimore.
Okay.
But then they have another Ram's Head in Annapolis, and I think he got it mixed up.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever corrected because he was like, I'm not gonna. This will be the last time we play there. So I hope you saw all the people that were commenting. You got the wrong venue because they were being promoted.
Yeah.
So I hope you saw that.
Easy mistake, but
yeah, especially if there's two, the same names,
in the same state.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great show. KK's Priest kicked ass. And I almost made it. I bumped into so many friends that I haven't seen in a while, and I was talking to them like this, so I don't see my missing teeth. But now and then it slipped, and one of my buddies was like, "Whoa, bro, what happened to your teeth?" And just to let everybody know, the reason my teeth aren't fixed yet is because I've been a nurse for my mom 24/7. I haven't had the time. I finally got the time to go to the dentist, and they did the whole thing. So I got to go back in a couple weeks. So until this thing's fixed, I'm not making videos like I usually do. I do the track by. Already people are bitching. People bitch when I do the track by track in the living room. People bitch when I don't, no matter what. There's always going to be somebody not happy with what you do.
Yeah, I saw the comments on one of our shows underneath, and it was like they were bitching about what we were talking about. Didn't happen until like 15 minutes after we were done talking. Just then don't watch the fucking show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And by the way, I thought your teeth got messed up from the glory hole in the vagina bathroom.
No. Actually, the glory hole in the vagina. What I've been told. This is what I've been told. None of them felt teeth. It was amazing.
Oh, all right, okay,
wow. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of far, and I try to hide my teeth as best as I can.
That's all right. These people love you anyway. We'll accept you.
But fucking been hell though, man. 2014 sucks. But anyway, whatever.
You could have got some chiclets and threw a chiclet in there or something.
He's hard to eat corn on the cob, man.
hard to suck cock with these teeth misses. Oh man. So yeah, I ended up really enjoying the show. I thought it was fun. My next show is in late April, Saxon and Uriah Heep. Is that coming your way, Tony and Wayne?
No, unfortunately not.
I wouldn't know.
I think Atlanta they got a show in Atlanta is the closest, and it's just at a time that I can't go. That's a 6-7 hour drive from me.
Right. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. What'd you think, Tony?
I enjoyed the show. I mean, it was great. I saw him, like I said, at Ram's Head Live in Baltimore, and it wasn't sold out, but it was a really good crowd there. It's probably pretty near being a sellout show. And Burning Witches were great. Just came out, just on fire, man. They literally Burning Witches. But yeah, they were really good. When you saw them, Ralph, did they have both of the guitar players?
Yeah.
Well, I heard in Atlanta that only Courtney Cox played, and she's the American guitarist, that was from the Iron Maidens, and she's joined them on this most recent tour. But the other guitar,
yeah, she just joined the band.
yeah, she's in the band now.
But she played on the last album, right?
I guess I don't own it. I've listened to it online, but I don't own it actually, so I don't know who plays on it.
The other girl was there. She's a little thick. I wouldn't say.
Well, what I was getting at was in Atlanta, she didn't play because she had a like a slipped disc or pinched nerve in her back. So a friend of mine saw him in Atlanta. Said, "Yeah, one of the girls in Burning Witches didn't play." And I said, "Who was it? Courtney?" He goes, "I don't know. It was one of them, But so when I got there, I saw Courtney was there, and she was on stage rocking out. And the other girl, I can't remember what her name is. I know the lead singer's name is Laura. But the girl that hurt her back, she sat in a chair. They had her up on a riser, and she sat and played, and she played excellent. She was doing all her leads and everything. Like I said, they were great. They hung out like as soon as they were done. During the LA Gun set, they came out to their merch table. I mean, Laura did, Courtney, the bass player. They were just hanging out, and so people could go up and meet them and stuff. I thought that was cool. Talked to Laura for a few minutes and bought Courtney a shot of Jameson and just shot the shit with her for a second. And like I said, they were really good. They put on a great show. And I enjoyed LA Guns. I'm a LA Guns fan. And they played, predominantly, I think most of the stuff was from the first two records and a couple of new tracks. I know they did Speed off one of the more recent records. I always thought that was a cool song. But they did when they played Ballad of Jane. I thought about what you had told me. I was like, okay, is this going to be it? They're not going to play Rip and Tear, and then they came back, played Rip and Tear for the not really an encore. They never walked off. They played it, and then KK's Priest came out. Good mix of songs. They had. I was going over the set list. I mean, they did two songs from each of the KK's Priest albums. So you got 4 KK's Priest original songs. They did one more shot of glory and Reap the Whirlwind off the newest record. And they did Hellfire Thunderbolt and actually did they did 3 off each album. They did Strike It Viper off the first one as well, off the newest one. And then they did they opened with Hellfire Thunderbolt. They did Brothers of the Road, and they did Raise Your Fist off the first album. Brothers of the Road, he came out and dedicated it to the tour mates and said, we're calling this Brothers and Sisters of the Road tonight since we got the Burning Witches out with us.
Tony, when that happened, Burning Witches was on the stage on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can see them and go, oh, our sister. He did the little speech too, but they were there watching them.
Yeah, they were, like I said, they were sitting out at the merch table, and so they came up. I saw Laura walk up towards the front of the stage, and but yeah, they did the classics. They did the Ripper, of course. They played Nightcrawler. They did Burning Hell, was the only Ripper era Priest song in the set. They did Beyond the Realms of Death, Hell Patrol, Green Manalishi, Breaking the Law. And that was it for Judas Priest songs. I felt like, I mean, you got 2 from Painkiller. You got Nightcrawler and Hell Patrol. And I love Hell Patrol. It was great to hear that. I would have dropped Nightcrawler and maybe threw something from Screaming for Vengeance or something in Riding on the Wind or something, I saw some guy was like, I can't believe they didn't do Painkiller. I was like, well, I don't know if they played Painkiller, because I know that's Glenn Tipton's solo. That long solo was all Glenn Tipton. And I gotta say, speaking of which, AJ Mills is a ripping guitar player as well. Great.
And drummer. That drummer is awesome.
Yeah, Sean, I think his name's Elg, Sean Elg. The bass player, his name was Tony Newton. I recognized he was in that band Deeds, Dirty Deeds, that was on Sanctuary. Steve Harris produced their albums. And he was the lead singer for Dirty Deeds, was in the band, the new wave of British metal band Chariot. That was kind of the connection there. but I know that he's played with the bassist Tony. He's played with some other groups as well. But I knew him from that. I recognized his name. But when the first record came out, yeah, like I said, great show. Just high energy. KK out like he was happy to be there. He was smiling. He was rocking out with the crowd. Cutting up with people up front and stuff. And I thought it was a really good show. Definitely. It could have been a little longer, and they could have threw a couple more Oddity Priest songs in, but or maybe another Ripper song like Cathedral Spires would have been a good addition.
That's the song they should have played, because Priest never played it, and it's the fan favorite. Everybody that talks about Jugulator, the one that don't like it, like me, I love Cathedral Spires.
It's an awesome song.
It's like the best song on there, and
it is.
It would have been great if KK's Priest was to play that song, since it's never been played and it's a fan favorite. I'm sure
maybe they will eventually.
More people like Cathedral Spires than Burn in Hell, But whatever, man. But
my friend that went to the Atlanta show, he hung out afterwards and got to meet KK and speak to him. He had actually been out. He's a truck driver for or he was a truck driver for Upstaging. So he was out on I think he was out on the Ozfest that Priest played on, and I know he was on the Metal Masters tour. So he had met KK, and when KK came out and saw him, he recognized him and spoke to him, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I got to meet KK on Demolition Tour, which was, I'll tell this quick story. When Judas Priest played the Demolition Tour with Anthrax, my friends had backstage passes, and they were like, the stickums on the shirt. And they came out, they took it off and put it on my shirt. And I walked in and met the whole band. I had a picture with the whole band with KK, and Glenn Tipton was a dick. The rest were really nice. They were really nice. KK was super nice. And Ripper, Ian Hill, Scott Travis wanted to bang the girl I was with. And the girl I was with wasn't my girlfriend, and I was telling her, go bang him. She wasn't my girlfriend. I wasn't banging her. So I was like, go bang him. She didn't, though. Or maybe she did. I don't remember. Because we didn't go together. We were just hanging out at the show. But I'll tell a funny story about her. You want to talk about, man, she's lucky to be alive? Mm. You know who she was trying to bang and the guy rejected her? Was Ray Gillen.
Oh, wow.
Right in front of me, it happened. What if Ray Gillen would have banged her?
Yeah. She probably wouldn't be with us anymore.
She would probably be dead right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of, I was there when that happened too. But yeah. Anyway, so that's your report there, Tony?
Yeah, man. Like I said, we didn't hang out or anything afterwards. We left, but I actually went and saw. So this is my birthday week, and I took off the whole week, and I've just been going to concerts and stuff. I went to see Tesla last night, and they had a fill-in guitarist. Frank Hannon had to leave for a family emergency that he knew he was probably going to have to leave in a few days. So he started having a kid from the opening band. He was doing like an understudy with him, and went and learned the stuff and came out and played with Tesla last night. This young guy, his name was Sammy, and man, he was great. I mean, he rocked it, man. I mean, he did a great job.
His name was Sammy, and he was great.
Yeah, he can't.
That's rare.
Yeah. What was his name? I'll tell you. It wasn't Hagar. Not at all.
Was it Belcher?
Sammy Bowler. That was his name. The opening band was a guy named Kirk Deemer. It was his band, and he had so this guy played guitar for him. So they're out, and the guy learned the songs and filled in with Tesla last night. They played a great set. Man, I don't know if you're a Tesla fan at all, but that first album, they played a bunch from that first album. That was really cool.
Yeah, I love the first two albums.
That's my favorite stuff. Yeah, they did Love Me. I've never heard them play Love Me off the first album.
Paradise
Yeah.
is one of my favorite songs.
They didn't do Paradise. I think that had been in the set. Maybe they kind of reconfigured the set list with this new guy coming in. But yeah, they did a great set. It was great. I mean, the guy did a really, really good job.
Right
So
on.
he'll probably be somebody you'll see graduate to the next leagues. You know,
Well,
got to have people to take over because these guys are dropping like flies at these bands. And you know,
I saw another concert. Pre-cruise show. You know, Monster Rock Cruise leaves from here.
mm-hmm.
We get a pre-cruise show. That's really for the people that are on the cruise, but for the general public, you got to get there early.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I go every year because every year it's badass. So this year, the opening band was Ted Poley, the guy from
Danger. Yeah.
Great guitar player. I don't like the Danger stuff, but he's a great guitar player.
Yeah, he's the singer. Ted Poley's the lead singer.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Andy Timmons was the guitar player you're thinking about.
Then the guy they had on stage was damn good because he played those things. I was thinking it was Andy Timmons.
Did he do an unplugged set?
No.
Okay.
It was all active.
Well, yeah, because I know Ted plays acoustic.
I saw Andy Timmons open for Uli Roth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so after that, Jeff Scott Soto and Jason Bieler did a set, and they did the theme of Love Boat.
Wow.
And a bunch of other stuff they did in the way.
I'd love to sing that. That'd been great.
Yeah, that's the second time I saw him, actually. I saw that in a club before. Then was Rhino Bucket. They were good, man.
Yeah, good band.
They got some great riffs in those tunes. They were rocking.
Yeah. Brian Forsythe from Kicks plays with them now.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's the dark-haired guitarist.
Okay.
Yeah, because George is the lead singer and plays guitar as well. Yeah. Did you never seen them before?
No.
You know, Simon Wright played with them for a while, and he actually it's probably about 10 years ago they did a tour, and he went back and did a tour with them, and they played in North Carolina. I went to see him.
Yeah, I knew he was in the band, and I where I was sitting a little nosebleeds, I was like, is that him? I couldn't make it out. Now I know it's not him.
Mm-hmm.
And then a band called Hardcore Superstars.
Mm-hmm. They're from, I think, Sweden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I love them. They're really good.
Yeah, I thought they were a good band.
The music they play, they're good at it. It's not really my wheelhouse of music, but they're good musicians. And they were playing that hairball type of rock really well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care. I was there for the headliner, which was.
I would have known that. I would have told you to get me a shirt. Damn. I love them.
They didn't have shirts. They only had shirts.
Really?
They only had shirts for the Cruise and Y&T. No other bands.
Interesting.
And the Y&T shirt sucked. It was the logo and it said 50 in like 50 years. I was like, I ain't buying that shit. Give me Black Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. They opened the show with Black Tiger, which was mind blowing. And they played what's the name? What's the name of the second album? Strike.
Talking about Struck Down?
They played Struck Down, dude. They
Cool.
played that song.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Menichetti introduced it as, we've been around for 50 years now. Here's something. I've never seen them play Struck Down.
Yeah, I've seen them do it. I've seen them do some long sets where they bust out some of the old stuff. I saw them do Alcohol once when Leonard Hayes was still in the band.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, they played some good shit, man. They didn't play nothing off Earthshaker, which is my favorite album.
Wow.
They played Mean Street. They played Rock and Roll is Gonna Save the World, Keep on Running, Forever, Midnight in Tokyo, which was cool.
Yeah.
It was rocking, dude. And Dave Menichetti still got that killer voice. And of course, his guitar playing is impeccable. Guy's a fucking freak. So, yeah, I saw 2 shows. And you seen any shows, Wayne?
No. I don't go to shows. It's very rare.
Really?
Yeah. I hate people, so I don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, one day I'll get to a show. If I really feel like there's something I want to see, I'll go. But there really isn't anything around.
you know,
I'm going to see this weekend. I'm seeing Municipal Waste and Ghoul, and I think Necrot. It's like 5 bands on the bill.
they just played here. I couldn't go because of my situation. I wanted to go. Brain Squeeze tour.
Yeah, it's cool, man. They got props, stage props, and everything. It's amazing how big that band's got. But yeah, that's where I'll be celebrating my birthday, which is crazy
When
because
is your birthday?
it's actually Saturday, March 16th.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
5 years ago, Ryan Waste and Nick from Municipal Waste's side band Bat played my birthday party 5 years ago, and here it is going to see them on my birthday as Municipal Waste. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And Tony's a special guest in a Municipal Waste video.
Yeah, I was a couch potato.
Yeah, he's on a couch and
Oh yeah, that's
man
right.
goes into the couch and takes the couch out of the house. Tony's still on the couch.
Yeah, they filmed part of that at my house that I was living at that time, and some of it at another house, and then we went to a salvage yard and filmed the rest at the salvage yard, and that was really fun.
Yeah, I saw Municipal Waste on their first Waste Them All.
Mm-hmm.
There were nobody. They were opening for all these punk bands, and that's how I discovered them. I was like, "Fuck!" And then I saw them like the next door, and they had boogie boards for people to, And then
crowd surfing on boogie boards. Yeah.
Then I opened for them, and that was one of the wildest shows I ever played because, at that time in South Florida, Thrasher Die was pretty big at the time, and they went nuts for us. And it was a Municipal Waste crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure they dug you guys because, Waste is it's got so much DRI influence to it, so much nuclear assault. Definitely a killer thrash band, and I'm sure Thrash or Die went over great with.
Oh yeah, it was our crowd, but multiply it with the Waste fans that didn't know us. Yeah, we went over very well that night. That Tony came up to us afterwards. He's a short dude. Hey man, you guys are awesome. And yeah, man. And who is it? Man, I know the most amazing singer in the world who lives down here. His name is Paolo. He sang in the band Midnight Spell.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great singer. Yeah, I love that.
Amazing singer. Well, he did something.
Look at that. In arm's reach.
There you go. Paolo did something with Waste from Municipal Waste. What's his name? Something
Ryan.
Waste. Yeah, they did something together, but it never came out. But Ryan took them all the way up to North Carolina, and they recorded a record.
Wow.
But it's never been released. I would love to hear it, man.
Yeah. Have you heard the band? So Ryan had a band. He and Nick both had a band probably 10 years ago called Vulture, and that was total power metal band, but more new wave of British metal influenced power metal, not like Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the band that has the guitars from Twisted Tower Dire?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dave was from Twisted Tower. Was in there. Yep. They did an EP and they did a full length album. 2 different singers on those though. Yeah, they were cool.
I have that record. I don't know what the hell I did with it though. I don't know. It's in there somewhere.
I'll be right back. I'm going to fill my glass. If you guys want to start talking about the new Priest, have you heard the new Priest, Wayne?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Right on. All right, let's start talking about it.
Believe it or not, I do not have my physical copy.
You still didn't get it?
No. And
Holy
I'm
crap.
not expecting it anytime soon because I ordered that deluxe edition with the bonus 7-inch.
Right.
And they said they were going to start shipping this week and I would get a confirmation email, but I haven't gotten anything. But like I was complaining online about, I just feel like that's fine if something's delayed. I mean, I know stuff happens, but at least send the customer a download. something to listen to while you wait. They didn't even offer that. They offered me 15% off on merchandise off their website, and you couldn't buy any music or clothing with the 15%.
Well, then what the hell could you buy?
Like, what? But anyhow, luckily I had a friend here in town that bought the deluxe CD. I guess it's got 3 or 4 extra tracks. It's not the one from Target, I don't think. He ordered it from somewhere, and they sent him. He got a download and a CD basically, and his CD is shown up now. But he brought a download over to me, and I made it, put it on a flash drive so I could play it in the car, and I've been listening to it quite a bit. I think it's a really solid record.
Yeah. I don't know what version he could have got, because I think there's only 3 extra songs. Let me see, 3. Yeah, I don't know.
I've got the songs that I have that are extra.
Fight of Your Life, Vicious Circle, and Lodger.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah,
so there's only 3.
But I was thinking there was a couple more. I mean, didn't Target get a couple of exclusive tracks? I'm like,
this is the Target exclusive. No, they're all all the bonus tracks are all the same. This is the exclusive.
Okay, because I was thinking it was more than just the bonus tracks. I was like, how many bonus tracks did they record? Because
I think it's just the other thing with Target's got this book thing. It's like this hardcover book or whatever. And I found out what the Amazon one is, because it says it's like this printed thing. It also is. I think it's a slipcase over the book.
So it's I got you. Yeah. I'm just flabbergasted at how many versions of this new Judas Priest album.
It's insane.
I mean, I collect Judas Priest vinyl and stuff, but I would never try to do all that. I was talking with a friend at the KK's pre-show, my friend Jim Powell, and Jim's known to be a big Judas Priest collector. If you know, he was featured in the Heavy Metal Parking Lot DVD documentary where Jeff went to his house and they went through his collection of Judas Priest stuff and all. He was like, it's just no way, I would try to buy all the versions. They've got like 4 or 5 different colors. And then if you buy them on vinyl, you can stack the vinyl covers and the spines make a photo or something. I'm like, one copy's good enough for me on this.
It's very expensive too. It's almost like $50 for the record.
It is very expensive. I think mine with shipping and everything was $60-some bucks. Yeah, for the one with the 7-inch. Yeah, I did get that bonus 7-inch that came with the Metal Hammer magazine. I got that. It's a German copy of Metal Hammer, and it comes with a 7-inch. And actually, Gary Schaefer got that for me. And but yeah, I think it's a solid record. I've been listening to it quite a bit, and there's a few songs that I, actually will play a couple, and I'll just go back to a song that I really liked, on there. I can't say much. The only thing I could say that's actually negative about it is that a lot of it sounds the same, because modern production, everything starts to sound the same. In the old days when everything was analog, if they recorded 2 songs in the studio one day and they go back and record another song the next day, it might not have the same tonal quality. It might be just different in sound. But it gave the album some hills, and valleys and stuff to go through to kind of to give it a diverse in sound. It's just this one just sounds. It's spot on. It's precise. But that's Andy Sneap, But it's the same thing with the KK's Priest record. A lot of that it's a lot of modern production sounds so much the same. That's the only thing I could really say negative about it. There's tracks that I like more than I like others on here. I kind of went through when Ralph said we're going to do this. I just kind of went through and made a little some notes on each track and kind of rated it 1 to 10. I don't know how you guys wanted to go about and do it.
Well,
I didn't do any of that stuff because this was last minute, so I didn't go make any list or anything.
Well, will you remember every song, Wayne?
No. I'm just doing a generalization of my opinions on it.
And I have to write stuff down too, because growing up, we all you buy a tape or CD or record and you knew every song title and all.
Yes,
nowadays,
I
listen to so much stuff. I listen to so much stuff in the car, traveling. on a flash drive, I don't even pay attention to the name of the songs a lot of times. I know, oh yeah, I love track 7 or something like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was much easier back in the day, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't have to work, you know.
Exactly. We didn't have work getting in our way to mess up our, you know,
Yeah.
music.
I listen to this while I'm working, and I'm not paying attention to the screen on the radio, you know, so I don't know what's up next or whatever.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the only negative thing I would say is I think like the first half of the album, there's a lot of like the more faster songs, and then when it gets towards the middle, that's when it kind of like mellows out a little bit.
It does mellow in the middle a little bit, and that's probably my favorite part of the album because I mean, I love classic Priest,
right?
You know, and it's more riff oriented.
Yeah.
Slower tracks. The riffs have room to breathe. It's just not all speed metal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what if you bought, you know, Stained Class, and as much as I love Exciter, what if every song on Exciter, I mean, on Stained Class sounded like Exciter? And that's kind of what you get.
Yeah, you want to
with some of the later Priest stuff.
But I wish they would have just maybe threw in maybe a little bit more of a faster song in between those, just to break it up a little bit, because it does sound a little samey after a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a great album. I see people saying they don't like the production, such a modern production, but it works for Priest. I think, you know, because they did, what was that, Redeemer of Souls, and they went back to that very weird sounding production they did on that album. It killed that album for me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that album at all.
No, and people love it.
I like Firepower.
Firepower sounded good. Yep, I think Andy Sneap is good for Judas Priest. They needed him for a very long time, and a lot of people bitched about this cover, but I think it's pretty cool. It's very colorful, sticks out. You know, you're gonna go to Target and you're gonna see this on the shelf. You know, you're not gonna pass that up.
It looks like mouthwash.
It kind of does. It kind of does. But they have this guy on you know, the mascot on the back. I mean, I like that wouldn't make a really good cover.
I like the back more.
Why is there no sound? I don't hear you.
I said I like the back more. You can't hear me?
You like the now I hear you. You like the back more. But you think they would make a good album cover though?
No, but I like it more than the album. I don't hate the album cover. It's all right.
Yeah,
I think I'm okay with it. You know,
seeing it in person, I think makes it look a lot better. Seeing it, you know, on your computer screen or whatever, looks kind of shitty. But
I like Firepower's cover better because it kind of harken back to like the Hellion a little bit. But you know, I love, you know, the Hellion, and I mean, from Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of the Faith, and even Turbo, that artwork but it's line drawn. You know, it's not computer generated.
Yeah. Oh, computer generated. That reminds me of something else. Somebody posted about the album today, and I was reading in comments, and they were talking about how I guess Richie Faulkner said something about AI. Did he say anything about working with AI for this album? Like, did they make up songs on AI or something?
I've heard nothing about that.
No. Right. Maybe he was talking about something else, but somebody thought that a lot of these songs, like, they put all the older stuff into AI, and they wanted to write songs that were kind of like the older style Judas Priest to make this album up. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I mean, you know, 3/5 of the band are there. They should be able to write songs.
You would think so. They should not need AI at this point in their career. But I think Richie Faulkner is very good. He's been a very good replacement for KK, and this is probably one of the most Judas Priest sounding albums in a while. I think. I mean, it's a little bit more Judas Priest sounding than maybe even Firepower. I don't know. I didn't listen to Firepower that much. For some reason I like it, but I think I like this one a lot better. This one sounds, like you mentioned before, there's some things that brought back from like the older years of Priest, like this, like Invincible Sheild, and Halford's doing those like those double melodic vocal type things, and he hasn't done stuff like that in a very long time, you know. And I think that sounds good. And there's some even some drum stuff that Scott Travis did on here that really stuck out to me, because I really haven't heard him do different things on the drums, you know. And this album, I think there's a lot of variations of new stuff that he's been doing on here. So everybody just sounds really, really good on this album, except for Ian Hill. I don't hear him at all. I don't even think he's on here.
I like Firepower more.
Really?
And I love Invincible Shield. I actually was scared of this album because
you were one of the first people I saw bitching about every single that came out.
They all sucked, and I still think they suck, except for the last single, The Serpent and the King. I was like, now that's more like it. That's what I like.
Yeah. And
the rest of the album too, man. Other than I don't like Crown of Horns, I don't like the opening track, Panic Attack.
I don't know why. What is it about that song you don't like?
It just doesn't sound. I don't know. Number one, I don't like the intro with the keyboards. That already turned me off.
Mhm.
And what the song turned into, it just didn't grab me, man.
Really?
And
It's a good opening track.
It is.
I mean,
It's almost
it's
painkiller.
grown on me. I didn't like
I-
it when I first heard it. That was the first single, right? Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Well, I feel the same way about Firepower. I don't like the song Firepower. I like the rest of the album. I don't
Yeah, I'm
like.
not a big fan of that song.
I don't like it, and I don't like this one. I don't like Crown of Horns. And I don't like Trial by Fire. The rest of it, I loved Invincible Shield. That song.
That was one of my least favorites on it. But like I said, it would probably it'll probably grow on me over time. Like I said, Panic Attack. I thought it was a good opening track. But some of that intro, the keyboard intro, and some of the synth guitar effects reminded me of Turbo, but just like way heavier. You had that sound, like you hear on Turbo Lover.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I don't think it was really needed because they don't ever come back to that sound at all in this album. So it's kind of like not needed.
It is an outlier on the record for sure. Yeah.
But I put that song on this morning because my son wouldn't get up for school this morning, and I said this motherfucker is going to get up because I'm going to go put this new Judas Priest on, and I put on Panic Attack, and he got up. But I had that blasting throughout the house, and it just sounded so cool. It's a really good song.
Ralph, you mentioned you don't like Crown of Horns. That's one of my favorite songs on here. I'm wondering. I don't know. It's just a very melodic song. It kind of reminds me of older stuff, something you might kind of like When the Night Comes Down or something like that in a way. It's kind of got a religious type theme to the lyrics in a way. So I don't know. Maybe Stryper will record it, do a cover on their next covers album on it or something. But I gotta say, I think my favorite song on here is Gates of Hell.
I love it.
That's a very straightforward.
I love
it. It's got a lot of riffs, a lot of breathing spots in it. That kind of harkens back to the older Priest sound.
And that guitar solo in that song.
Oh man, for sure. Yeah. Serpent and the King, speaking of guitar solos, that first solo is so Glenn Tipton, but I don't think he played it. I just think maybe Richie has learned how to mimic Glenn's playing.
Glenn Tipton wrote songs he didn't play on the album.
Yeah, but it sounds like something. That first solo sounds just like something he would play.
Right. Yeah, but
what do you guys think of the bonus tracks? I think the larger that should have been on the album.
I think the larger's even worse than Crown of Horn. That's the worst.
Really.
I don't like. That's my least favorite song that I heard of all of it.
I don't like.
I like it. I like it because it's different. It's something like
it is different.
It doesn't sound like the rest of the album, and I think it would have been a cool ending, just like Loch Ness was the ending of what do you call it?
That I love. I love Loch Ness.
Vicious Circle was okay, but Fight for Your Life was my favorite of the bonus tracks. I think that's a pretty good song. It's got a good riff in it. It's got good chorus, cool solo. I did like Giants in the Sky a whole lot too. I thought that was cool. I mean, it's pretty much a tribute to all the fallen metal heroes of the past few years, that have left us. I thought it was a cool lyrical content there. It's got that cool little acoustic break towards the end. That was a good one.
I like that album, man. One of the singles and that Logic. Well, I didn't like the 3 bonus tracks at all. I thought the Vicious Circle was probably the better of the 3, but I didn't like them. It's like all 3 songs. I was like, yeah, I can understand why they just make the album.
See, I didn't even realize when I was listening to it that they weren't on the album with the bonus tracks. I thought they fit in fine.
I have it on vinyl that doesn't have the 3 bonus tracks, and I'm okay.
You all right? You'll live?
I'll be okay.
All right.
God is my witness and Trial by Fire. They were 2 that I had rated about. I gave them like 5 out of 10. I mean, they're both okay songs, and like I said, it's stuff that might grow on me over time.
It's got in my witness. It's awesome.
I didn't really like the chorus on that. I thought the song was good. The verses were good. The way he sings that chorus, I don't know. There's just something about it. but you're not gonna like everything, that's for sure. So, but overall, I think it's a great record. I think they've done a very good record.
Is that mask behind you, Walls of Jericho?
What's that?
That mask behind you, is that Walls of Jericho?
It is Fang Face, but it's actually Rocktober Blood. It's an official Rocktober Blood mask.
But it's the same as.
But it's the same. It's a Fang Face. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Fang Face was used in Walls of Jericho. Yeah,
Then he was losing an eyeball in Walls of Jericho.
Yeah,
I think, right?
Yep.
That's an awesome album.
Oh yeah, it's great. I remember. I think the first Halloween record I ever got was Keeper Part 1. And I brought it over to a friend. He goes, I've got a record by Halloween. And he's like, pulls out Walls of Jericho. Because we were listening. He goes, man, it doesn't sound anything like this. Sounds more like Maiden or something compared to what I've got. He says, mine's more speed metal. And he pulls it out and puts it on the turntable. Like, wow, this is still good. This is pretty cool shit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Seeing them on that tour, man, the Pumpkins tour last year with and they did that whole little medley of that period. That was just awesome. That was so cool.
I love CDCP. I have all that shit. Combat Records.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the way I discovered Halloween was there's this place over here. Nobody hangs out there no more. But back in the 80s, we used to go to this place called Pelican Harbor. And we'd, get stoned and drink. That's all we do. And there was a group of metalheads there one night we didn't know. And they were jamming and they were playing. I remember we were playing Merciful Fate. And that's what brought these people over to us. And one of them's like, you ever heard Halloween? I was like, no, what the fuck's that? Come to my car. And he played me Walls of Jericho. He had it on cassette. Dude, I was like, I need this. And I ran out and bought it soon afterwards. That's how I discovered Halloween. That's when that album was new. I don't even think Kiske, was even hired yet. I think and then I found the Judas EP soon after that. And then it took me a while to hunt down the first Halloween EP. But I have them all. That's my favorite era.
That first EP was super hard to find back, after they got popular in the US with the Keeper records. I remember my friend was trying to find that first EP and he just couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, then it finally got released on the Walls of Jericho. Like there's like bonus tracks and stuff.
Oh yeah. I actually found.
I didn't even know about
record of it now, but years ago you couldn't find it. It was really hard to find over here because I think it only came out on like Noise over in Europe. Yeah.
I don't remember how I found it, but I know I've had those two Halloween albums for years before. Yeah, it was way after Keepers, And I kept up with them, man. I mean, I bought Pink Bubbles Goes Ape, which I feel is not a bad.
I like that record. I like a good portion.
How did we get on Halloween?
I don't know. We just started talking about Fang Face back here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll have to do a Halloween show.
We should.
We're doing one right now.
Well, I gotta go. I have to go on another show. I hate to tell you.
All right. Well, is there any more questions before you leave?
I don't see any questions. You guys can stay and talk, but I don't want.
I was going to bring up a little sad tidbit I heard this week. I saw yesterday. Guitar player Paul Nelson passed away. I think he was age 62. Are you familiar with Paul?
No.
Paul was Johnny Winter's manager and guitar player. If you've ever watched a documentary about Johnny Winter's life called Down and Dirty, it's on Tubi. You can find a great documentary. Paul was the guy. He was a fan. He was a guitar player, Berkeley School graduate, music graduate. Started playing with Johnny in the 90s, I think, and pretty much turned his career around. Started helping Johnny make money. Got him off drugs. Got him off methadone. And Paul was in a band called Liege Lord back in the day.
Oh, I know Liege Lord.
Yeah, he was he was in Liege Lord. Hold up, I got where's it at?
Yeah, no question. Just people talking here. People talking about the Priest album. And Catman says I'm lazy. I don't know why you say that, Catman. I am feeling a little ill, Catman.
Yeah. But yeah, Paul was on tour with his blues band, and they played Durham, North Carolina Friday night, and I found out about it late Friday afternoon. It's like, I'm not gonna go. It's just too short notice. But and then he died 2 days later. But
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you a funny story. So about 10 years ago, I go see Johnny Winter before he died. It was a couple years before he died. And after the show was over, we walk out to his RV and he's signing autographs. He let you go on his RV and sit at the table with him, talk to him for a minute. He'd sign some stuff. I got some Johnny Winter CDs signed, a poster and stuff. And I said, Paul, I'm going to blow your mind. And I pull this Liege Lord Master Control CD out. And I was going to get him to autograph it. And he was like, Johnny, this is my old metal band back in the 80s, you know. And Johnny looks at it and he's like, put it on. I want to hear it. So they put it on and crank it up in there and it's jamming. And he goes, well, not really my cup of tea, but it sounds pretty good, you know. And Paul was not. He was real cool. He autographed it for me. I had gotten it signed back in like 1996 by the singer Joe Comeau when he played guitar in Overkill for a little while. But yeah, I was sad to hear about that, man, because Paul was really, really nice to us when we met him that night. Like I said, took us out and let us meet Johnny and everything. Yeah. Rip Paul.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, guys. Well, another exciting Almost Human episode coming to a close. Hopefully, we'll be back next week, my friends. And Wayne, you got to show me next week how to turn off the lives where I don't hang up on you guys.
Those 3 buttons that say more, right there.
Huh?
The 3 buttons that say more on the bottom.
We'll do it next week.
All right.
Because I'm hanging up on you fuckers this week.
Good. I'm hanging up on you too.
Right on. All right. Enjoy your show. Can I come on your show, dude? The show you're doing now?
I would love to have you on that show.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
High and Dry versus Cinderella, Long Cold, something. I don't know what the name of that album is.
Nah, you don't want me on that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I need to be on that one, man.
I'll totally back
because High and Dry is going to take it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why would it not? It's Long Cold Winter. I don't even like Cinderella, so this
High
can.
and Dry.
I like Cinderella, but and Long Cold Winter is a good album, but High and Dry is like light years.
Yeah, it's every single song is good on that album. So I don't know.
Yeah,
this
it's
was
the
a
best
stupid
Def Leppard
choice.
album, period.
Definitely.
Long Cold Winter, these nuts.
Yeah.
I only like night songs.
I got you, Long Cold.
Yeah. I like Gypsy Road. That's it. That's the only song I like out there. But anyway, all right, go have fun doing that. You don't want me on that show. I'll be saying bad words during the Cinderella songs.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want that shit.
No, right.
So anyway, thank you all for watching. Again, we'll be back next week with some topic that, I don't know, Wayne's going to come up with.
Halloween. And don't forget, yesterday I did an episode with Albert Bouchard. He came on Rat Salad Review. Go check that out. Really, really cool episode.
Oh, wow.
His connection sucked, but
that's great, man. That's awesome. I have to watch that.
I would have loved to have been part of that.
He's gonna come back on because his connection was like really bad towards like the middle to the end. So we're gonna have him back on again because he was really cool to talk to. Really, really cool guy.
By the way, you know how you told Becky, fuck off Ralph Vieira?
Yeah.
I want to use that clip.
Go ahead. Take it.
I came up with a funny idea. I think you'll like it.
All right.
And anyway, again, Tony, thank you. Wayne, thank you.
Good being here.
Everybody out there, thank you. Schmack 'em a gob. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.